Hello, I'm Bryan.
And I'm James.
And we're the Casual Try Hard podcast. You're getting ready to watch Calvacade Charge.
Calvacade Charge.
The mono red Challenger Deck. It's about getting people dead and getting them dead quickly.
As fast as possible.
So next up is Calvacade Charge.
Yeah, I think this is probably the strongest deck out of the box.
Probably. It's probably the closest to just being a completely built at some point tier 1 standard deck.
Yep.
And the reason for that is it was the deck that probably has the most commons in it.
It does. Yep.
Right. So you have a bunch of really powerful 1 and 2 drop commons that kind of bring the room together.
Yeah.
And then you just have
a rug really bringing the room together.
Yes, it does. But then you just have some rares that kind of push the power level.
Right.
But the deck works with a pile of commons.
Mm-hmm.
So the rares aren't as important as they are in some of the other decks.
Yeah. So the list out of the box wants to end the game really quickly by making all your little cheap creatures relevant on turns 4 and 5 with a Calvacade of Calamity. Calvacade kind of doubles all their power in a weird way. So it lets all your 1/1s actually deal 2 damage.
Yeah.
Some of the notable conclusions in this list are Bonecrusher Giant.
Mm-hmm.
Torbran is a good way to also ramp your team up a little bit.
Yeah.
Embercleave is kind of the heavy hitter in this list at $20 or whatever it is now.
Yeah.
Light Up the Stage randomly is still $4 a piece. That comes with a playset of them. It's really good for reloading once you've vomited all your little creatures onto the battlefield. And then this list plays Chandra Acolyte of Flame in conjunction with Calvacade. That's a A+ good time.
Yeah, because you get to make 2 1/1s, which then trigger your Cavalcade. So you go 1-drop Cavalcade Chandra, and you're attacking for 3 effectively unblockable with your 1-drop.
Yeah, I mean, if you go 1-drop Cavalcade Chandra Torbran,
the game's done.
Game over.
And Chandra is good at the thing that you would normally do against this deck is you bring in your Deafening Clarions, you bring in your Cry of the Carnariums, and then they play a Chandra, and you're oh, this card doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
They went Cavalcade Chandra, and you're I don't have a way to answer this now.
Yeah. My Legion War Boss is a Planeswalker.
Yeah. Yeah, it's oh. So, yeah, she's just a good juke.
Yeah, yep. The some of the current builds, or I guess the current build of Mono Red right now, leans a little bit away from the Chandra Cavalcade plan, and is more on an Annex Embercleave plan.
Yeah, so where you're trying to just play an Annex and then throw an Embercleave on it and deal a ton of damage.
A ton of damage. So that's basically the direction we're going to take this list. The deck has gotten a little bit bigger since then, and in doing so, you don't really need the critical mass of 1-drop 1/1s.
Yeah.
So we also add in Robber of the Rich as a way to kind of play a little bit longer game.
Yeah, and it just lets you have it randomly gives you cards sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're trying to the bigger, the more current version, you don't have to play the Cavalcade.
Right.
Because you don't have a bunch of the 1-drops.
Yep.
So Cavalcade is great when you have 3 1-drops on the battlefield, then you play Cavalcade. Or you know that you're going to have 1-drop into Cavalcade into more 1-drops. Mm-hmm. But sometimes you draw it and it doesn't do anything.
Yeah, if your opponent Deafening Clarion on your board and you don't have a Chandra, paying 2 mana for a Cavalcade just doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
And if you don't do anything for a turn with this deck, you're 2 or 3 turns behind.
Yeah. So, yeah, it gives you... So, you getting away from that, make sure that all of your draws are consistent.
Yeah, yep. There weren't a ton of changes to make, like we said, mainly just what we said. I do want to make note, though, that this deck, as it exists, is not an embarrassment. The Cavalcade Chandra plan is still strong.
Yeah, it is.
It's just not quite as strong as, Annex Embercleave is.
Yeah. And, Annex is an uncommon.
Yeah.
Is it like maybe $1 or something?
Well, right, but I mean, like Ember Cleaves, like the deck only comes with one.
Yeah.
And if you're leaning real heavy into the Ember Cleave plan, like you're going to want to add 3 of them.
Yeah. But like if you have Annex, though, just having Annex in your deck while he doesn't trigger Cavalcade does give you that insurance against the sweeper.
Yeah, and all of the Satyr tokens that Annex makes your guys leave behind after a Wrath do trigger Cavalcade.
So you go like 1-drop, 2 1-drops, Annex.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if they Clarion you, your stuff dies, but you get like 5 tokens.
Right.
And then you just play a Cavalcade and attack for 10 the next turn.
Yeah.
And you've kind of like done your job.
Mm-hmm.
So just getting that card in would be helpful as well.
Yeah, even if you don't have the Ember Cleaves, you mean? Yeah.
Yeah, even if you don't have the Ember Cleaves, like that's
I
something
agree.
you can build towards and be like, okay, when I get another Ember Cleave, I can take something else out.
Yeah. The sideboard was also pretty good.
Yeah.
Basically, the only thing that stood out to me as like a glaring I need replacement is Satyr's Cunning.
Yes.
That card's kind of just bad, right?
It kind of is. I know people have played like 1,
Yeah.
but it doesn't seem great.
Yeah. If you're going to stick with the Chandra Cavalcade plan, I would probably play like Lava Coil over it in the sideboard. But if you're moving to Annex, a lot of people are playing Red Cap Melee because it can like crack your Annex. Like if you need to start going wide, it can let you go wide a little bit.
Yeah. And another thing other than that is that you can play an Annex and then play a second one.
Yeah.
And have them kill each other, and you get double tokens.
Yeah.
So you get 4 1/1s because they each trigger that you make 2 1/1s for the Annex to die.
Right.
So that's another way that you can go wide.
Yep. Thanks for watching Cavalcade Charge. Make sure you check out the other videos for Allied Fire's Final Adventure and Flash of Ferocity.
And if you like this, you can check us out on Twitter at Casual Tripod.
Yep, you can find us on Facebook at Casual Try Hard MTG. If you guys want to shoot us an email, you can do that at show@casualtryhardmtg.com.
If you want to listen to any more of our buttery tones, you can check us out anywhere you get a podcast. So on the Apple Podcast app, Stitcher, Spotify, just search Casual Try Hard and you'll find us.
Yep, and if you want to check out any of these other videos, make sure you check out Myrtle Beach Games' YouTube channel.